Hi, I'm Blake,
And I'm Jamie.
and we're Blamey.
I guess so.
We wanted to give you a little review. I guess it would be a mid-season review of The Witcher. We've gone through the first two episodes of season two,
Mhm.
and we liked season one. It was interesting. We liked it. I was just told to get off of the desk, so
He
I
just
stopped
shakes the
shaking it.
camera so much.
Well, it's shaky cam. It's a thing nowadays.
Is it though?
It was once upon a time. Made people sick in theaters. Anyways, so The Witcher, which does not use shaky cam, as far as I can tell, it was good. We really enjoyed the first season. Was looking for the second season coming out, and so far through two episodes, I would say I'm whelmed.
You're
Like I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not quite underwhelmed.
just whelmed.
I'm just like it. Just meh is how I am right now. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Kind of same. I just have not been captivated by it yet. There's
Yeah.
been like freaky. The girl on the ceiling maybe was like the freakiest thing I've seen in like 2 years.
That was pretty creepy. I will give you that.
um, yeah, no, I just can't get into it for some reason.
Yeah, there's like the whole Siri becoming a Witcher or training thing.
I like that.
Like it, yeah, but it's just like it doesn't feel like there's anything really compelling
Yeah.
to me. And maybe part of it is I think I've yet to figure out like who the bad guy is, kind of in the long term thing of it. And and they kept things so hidden in the first Witcher season
Mhm.
because you have this weird time jump thing going on. Um, but I actually feel like anytime you're with uh, the Witcher himself, why can't I think his name? Starts with a G.
Gerald.
Gerald. Anytime you're with him or in Ciri, I think it's fairly compelling. I think what really suffers is actually the Yennefer plot line.
I agree. The elves and stuff.
Yep. Like I think all of that is just um, maybe it's too confusing. Maybe it just doesn't. There hasn't been any payoff, and obviously you're two episodes in. You don't need long payoff, but you kind of need it to be short-term payoffs just to be interesting.
Right, to keep you watching.
Yep.
Also, is it Geralt? Gerald?
Yes.
Not Gerald.
I think
It's like an old man.
I think it's Geralt with a
yeah,
T.
Geralt. Wow, we should read those books. That would help us.
That'd be interesting. Maybe play the game. I don't know.
Fine.
I think the games came before the books,
That's so cool.
which I think is true. Maybe I'm wrong, but I
It's
think
Geralt.
so. Anyway, it's been interesting. The whole other Witchers and that thing, and like the person turning into a tree. Spoilers, giant spoilers. Spoilers all over these. But you're also getting a mid-season review, so kind of what expect, I guess, a little spoilers. Like those have been interesting.
Yeah.
I think maybe we're three episodes in. Now I think about it. I don't know, lost track, but I don't feel like this burning need to watch the next one.
Same.
Which is interesting because we're watching Wheel of Time at the same time, and the seventh episode ended there. And if the eighth one had been available, I would have started immediately. And the eighth one kind of sucked, so if there was a ninth one, I would start that immediately to get the taste out of it. And I think back to Game of Thrones, maybe I'm comparing all three of these because they're just three fantasy series.
Yeah.
Like I wanted the next Game of Thrones instantly.
Yeah, there was no
Instantly.
question.
Like in fact, I remember we jumped into it late and watched it. We had an edited version, and so watched it, going through it pretty quick. But oftentimes it was as soon as one episode finished, you go next one. I think that's where Witcher's lost me. It's just not. There's nothing driving me to the next episode.
Mm-hmm. Like it's almost a chore to turn it back on.
Sometimes,
How
yeah.
sad is that?
It is a little sad, but it feels like hopefully maybe it'll get there. I don't know.
I think
The
so.
first season got me at that point, right, where I wanted to see the next thing.
That's about how I feel too about season 2.
Sorry. I guess so far it's just been a bit of a yawn. Any other thoughts on it so far?
I like Siri. She looks way more grown up than I remember her being.
Well, the interesting thing is the time jump, not in the series time jump, but the actual time jump. The first season of The Witcher was filmed like in 2017,
Oh, okay.
right?
That would do it.
And then it came out, and they didn't like immediately greenlight a second season.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they greenlighted a second season, and it got shut down during COVID.
Gotcha. I
filming.
wonder if that's a reason also where I can't connect with her, because at this point I'm like, are they gonna fall in love? Is this gonna be a love story? But no, she's like 14. Like
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
Which-
But I keep forgetting that.
It's one of the hard things with it because I forget about it too, right? Of it goes from she was this child, and there's obviously some time difference and jump, and now she's clearly not a child. Like she's a beautiful woman, like
Yeah.
at this point, and so it's this weird thing of like she's like 22, right?
I think
like
was she 20? You looked,
something like
I
that.
thought you looked it up and she
Yep.
was 20.
Yeah. So anyways, like it's just clear she's not like a 12-year-old, right? Where she was at or was supposed to be. I
Right.
think in the thing, right? It's a lot easier to believe like a 16-year-old or something. She was like 16, 17 when it was filmed is a 12-year-old than it is to believe that a 22-year-old is a 13-year-old, right? That's just it just doesn't it's not as believable
Sorry.
in a lot of ways. So yeah, I don't know. Again, I think the series stuff, the jail stuff, the Witcher stuff, all that's been the most compelling part.
Yeah.
It's everything else that lacks.
The other plot lines are not
Yeah,
interesting.
and that was the interesting thing with the whole time jump thing that
Yes,
happened
yes.
is you were confused, and that confusion almost compelled you to want to keep watching.
Yeah, you have to figure out what happens and what's going on.
Yet, whereas this one, there's clearly not that involved, and so there's less of that compulsion, less of that need. It feels more drudgery, and nothing good ever happens, and that's a hard thing to continually watch when nothing good ever happens.
I do think you're right, though. I think this season has plenty of time and capability of redeeming itself and becoming pretty great again.
It does. So check back with us. Give us a few more weeks, and we'll have finished this season, and we'll give you our full review of season 2 and whether or not we're excited to watch season 3. Right now, it's not looking promising, but I'm hopeful it can turn it around.
Yeah. Sounds awesome.
Let us know how you've enjoyed it. Also, if there's any other fantasy series that are out there that fall in this realm of Wheel of Time, not Lord of the Rings. There's a Lord of the Rings show coming up. I'm really excited for that.
That'll be awesome.
But Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones, or The Witcher. If there's something we're missing that we should be watching, we would love to. So please let us know in the comments. And as always, like and subscribe.
Do it. Thanks.
Yeah, you know you want to.